Okay, thank you. So, good evening, and hope you guys have a nice day. So, I am the lecturer for today's session, and I will guide all of you through this session. If you notice that, do you hear any noise background like something popping? It is just a firework because it is the night of Eid. So yeah, bear with it. So if you don't hear or there's something that I don't make it clear or my voice is uh, like you don't hear my voice, just let me know and I will repeat what I will say. So to basically what we are going to do today is solving a few problems about what you have learned so far. So it is just like previous sessions. We will give you some question to solve, and we will give you some time to solve the question, and then we will give you the solution of the question. So let's get started with the first question. Okay. If you don't hear my voice, just let me know, and then I will repeat what I have said. Okay, let's move on to the first question. Okay, you guys can see my screen? I need respond yes, no, not clear. Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Okay. I hope that's a yes. And if you don't see anything or you don't hear my voice, just you can let me know. Yeah, just open up your mic and tell me. Okay. So for the first question, so basically, we have 4 questions, and if we have enough time, we will solve all 4 of them. But if not, then we just go through what we can solve. What we just follow the time. So here for the first question, it states that we need to find a distance between two array values is the number of indices between them. Okay. So I will explain to you what this question one is. It wants you to solve a problem using the given method or function. So you need to design an algorithm to solve the problem. Design an algorithm for a method here. So the problem here is we need to decide the. Wait a minute. Okay. The distance between two pair of value in an array. For example, here given is an array of A here. It has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 elements. That is 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we need to find distance, the shortest, the minimum distance between two pair of equal value and in the array. For example, here it is given like 3 and 3. So this is a pair of 3. And also we have a pair of 2 here. 2 and then 2. So we need to find the distance between the pair, like these 2 and these 2, these 3 and these 3. So to find the distance, it is given a formula here that is d I comma j. So basically what we need to do is we take the index of the pair and minus it and then modulus it like here. It doesn't matter if you want to do j minus I or I minus j. It doesn't matter because we have a modulus here. So the value of distance will always be positive value. So we have two pair here. That is the 3 pair and 2 pair. So in this, for the example of the pair of 2, we use the index of 0 because we start the index in an array by 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and so on. So for the first tree that is here, the first tree here is index 0. So we use I equals to 0. And then for the pair, the other one is the index 4 because we use 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we use j equals to 4. And then we minus it. 4 minus 0 modulus equals to 4. So that is the distance between this tree and this tree. So we need to find the distance between the pair, actually, the matching pair. And for the 2, it's the same. We use index 1 and it's index 3. So the distance will be either 3 minus 1 or 1 minus 3, and then modulus, we get the value of 2. So the minimum is 2 because we have 2 pair here. We get 2 value, that is one is 3 and one is 4 and one is 2. So the minimum, the lowest between it is either 4 or 2. So the lowest is 2. So we take 2 and return 2. So this function just do the algorithm to find the minimum distance between them. So this is the function or the method description. It receives a parameter of an array of integer here. Okay, it receives an array of integer, and then it will return the minimum distance, also an integer value. Or if there isn't any pair found, no matching element, then just return -1. Okay, so I think that's all the explanation of this question. And okay, let me change this one to like, okay, I hope you can see better with this one. So here is the template of the method. It is public static int minimum distance list integer a. So as I said, it will receive a parameter of a list or an array of integer named a, and then it will return an integer value. It's either the minimum distance, or if there isn't any pair in the array, then just return -1. So I hope I make it clear for this question, and you can start solving the question now. And if you have any doubt or need any clarification, just ask me. Okay, so the time starts. So time's up. So for the question, the solution of this question, I will now pass to my friend to explain it to you. So you can uh, proceed with the solution, Fahmi.
Hi, hello everyone. Did anyone manage to get an answer for that one from the audience? Okay, so I'm just gonna present to you guys the solution. Okay. Um, all right. So the question asks to find the distance between the two same number within an array, and if they have two same number, then find the minimum distance between them. Okay. All right. So let me try and run this one first. All right. So the first input will be the size of the array, which is you can put it as a 6, and then the second input is the array itself. So in the example, they key in two numbers. Let's say 1, 2, and then 3, 3, 5. Okay, so by right there are two pairs of same number in this array. One and one from position here, and the last position, and then 3 and 3 here. So the question asks to find if there are same values number within this array, and then if there are two same values number, choose the shorter. Before that, calculate the distance between these two, and then if there are two same values within this array, find the shortest one. So in our case, this one lah, 3 and 3. So the answer should be 1 lah. Okay. Alright. So yeah. So the answer should be 1 here. So let's try and do once again. For example, 10 array with the 3, 4, 5, and then let's put 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So right here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there are two ones here, and then there are two twos here, and then there are two threes here. So it should be first they'll have to calculate the distance between these two, between the same number, and then find the one that has the shortest distance. So in our case, 3 is here lah. Okay, so if I click enter, it should be 1, 2, 3. Right? Yeah. Okay, so how we do it? So basically, first here we have the input. This buffer reader is basically a class to take an input from the user, and then this one here, buffer reader in equal to buffer reader. Okay, this one is basically just to take an input, and then after we take that input, we store that input in a variable int here, integer variable here, and then we take another input here in the red line here, and then we store it in this variable here. Okay, And then we declare an array of A with the size that we just take and input right here. So let's say here we take the size of array of 10, and then we declare a new array of A, of integer A with a size of 10. And then for each of the number that we key in just now, we loop through it and then put it in the array that we just defined just now. So for every uh, for for every number within that that we just have key in just now, we put it in the by location starting from 0 until before 10. Okay, so 9 lah. All right, here. And then we declare another variable here. So integer.max value is basically just to initialize this variable to contain the largest value possible within the program. Okay. All right. So after that, we create a program so that we can loop through each of this value and then compare the value next to value with each other. So basically, for each of the value within n, so n here we just define as the maximum size of this array. So we look as long as for here is for looping. So as long as for all the number within this array, and then we make another loop again. So let's say 1 here, we need to compare 1 here to 2, to 3, to 4, to 5 until all of it, and then we move to the next number 2, and then compare with 1, with 2, with 3, with 4 until we finish n here. So if the number is the same after we do the comparison, and the difference between the two number is less than the largest number that we can create within this program, we store the value of that difference. Let's say here we compare 1 and 1. If let's say it's the same and then less than the value of the largest value here, we replace the largest value that we just declared just now with with that difference. Okay, and then we loop again until we compare every number that we have here. Okay, so basically 1 compare with 2 until all, and then we move next to 2, compare 1 until 1 again, and then 3 compare until all of it. Okay, so by the end of it, we will get the difference between that two number. Okay, and then we print that the answer for that, which is if let's say this one is just mean if this one is true, print -1, which mean if the integer math is true, that means we found no two same pairs within this array. We will have to print a -1 as the question mentioned if there are no same values, or we just print the answer that the loop that we just got here. Okay, all right. Is there any question? Understand or not? Any question from the audience? Okay, I hope that's clear for question number 1. Okay, I'll pass back to the lecturer.
Okay, thank you, Fahmi, for the solution, sharing us the solution. I hope you all can understand what Fahmi just explained. And if you have any doubt about the solution, you just ask us and we will explain it later on. So let's moving on to the next question. Okay. Okay, for the second question here, it is about a drawing book. Okay. Basically, for this question, it's about the page of the book of a book. Yeah. So it's stated here when they open the book, page 1 is always on the right side, like it's shown here in this image. It's always on the right side. So you can assume that the left side is the book cover. So it doesn't have any page. So the page 1, the first page will start at the right side. Okay. So it stated here when they flip page 1, they will see page 2 and 3. So it's just like the normal book. It's stated here. Yeah, it's shown here that page 2 and 3 and 4, 5, 6, 7, so on and so forth. And then for this problem, what you need to code is a function or a method that will decide the least number required for a student to flip a page one by one and reach another page, that is the desired page. For example, you have a book like it is not a problem if you have like a thin book like 6 page, 7 page, 10 page. But what if you have 100 page, 1,000 page? Then you will need this program or this kind of algorithm to find the minimum steps or minimum pages that you need to turn to get to the desired page. For example, you have a book that is have 300 pages and you want to go to the page 220. Then how much you must turn the page one by one to reach that particular page. Of course, it is no one is gonna turn the page one by one, but it is for the sake of this practice, just assume that it's also stated here that the student will turn the page one by one. Okay. Okay, for the sake of this practice. Okay, just that. And then for this method or this function, it will receive two parameters. That is the maximum number, the number of pages in the book. For example, just I stated earlier, if we have 300 pages in a book, then this one here will be 300. Yeah, just the number pages of the book, the total number of pages. And then another parameter is also an integer, that is p, which is the number, the page number to turn to. For example, you want to turn to the fifth page, 6, 7, or maybe 150. Okay. So that is the second parameter, and the function or the method will return the integer value of the minimum number of pages to turn. For example, if you have a 10 page, a book with 10 pages, then you want to go to the fifth page of the book, then how much you must turn the page to reach page 5. So it also given a sample here, the sample input and output. For example, the number of pages of a book is 6, and then we want to reach page 2, and the output will be 1, because it is stated here that the first page which is page number 1 will always be on the right side, not left. If left, it is left, then the second page will be here in the right side. But since the page 1 start with the right side, the second page we will need to turn the page, then we will reach second and third page. So for a book to reach page 2, you just need to turn or flip the page just once. Okay. That's why the sample output here given is 1, because you need to reach page 2. You just need to flip the page once. So that's the one example. It's also stated that here, where is it? Okay, here. They can start at the beginning or the end of the book. So I will go through the second. Okay, here. The sample input 1. Okay. For example, you have a book of 5 pages and you want to go to the 4th page of the book. Then it will return 0, because you don't need to flip any pages to go to the page 4, because if you see here, okay, this one, you can see 5 and 4 is in the same page, like the same what we can call this, it is right beside it is beside of each other, so you don't need to flip an extra page to go to the page 4, because if you start at the end of the book, which is the page 5, and page 4 will be right beside it, so you don't need to turn any more pages, so it this one will return 0. Okay, so that the things for this question. And also, if you notice for this function or method to work properly, you need to increase the page by 2, not 1. Once you flip, the number of pages will increase by 2. For example, here at the page 1, the first page, if you flip once, then it will show page 2 and page 3, not only page 2. So yeah, that's one thing to take note about. And then for the template of this method, it is stated here, public static int page count integer n integer p, which is n is the number, the total number of page of a book, and int p is the number of page that desired. Yeah, and this one integer value, it will return the minimum page required to turn. Okay, so I think that's all for the explanation of this question. And if you have any doubt or any you need any clarification, you can just ask us and we will give you some tips to solve this question. And yeah, I think I will give 5 minutes to solve this question. The time starts now. Okay, time's up. No, I hope you can answer or find the solution for the question. And for the solution or uh, for this question, I will pass to my friend that is Ain to explain the solution to you. So, Ain, you can start now. Ain, I'm sorry. It's Fahmin. Okay, Ain is after this. Fahmin, you can present the solution.
Alright. Hi again. So basically, I think I hope you guys understand the question first. I'll go straight to the solution. Alright, so what we have here is basically let's first run the program. So let's say we have the first input that we need to key in is the total number of pages of the book, and then the second input will be which page that we are looking for. Okay, and then what we need to do in the program is to calculate the shortest distance either from the back or from the front to get to that page. Okay, so let's say for example we have a 30 pages book, and then we want to go to page number let's say 5. Okay, so by right we should have flipped to 2 times lah basically. So what we have here, so basically we're using the if condition. So first we take an input from user. The first input will be the number of pages. The second input will be the page that we are looking for. Okay, so take input, and then we actually create another method for this. So by using the two input that we have, we call this method with the number of pages, and then the number of the page number that we are looking for. Okay, so how we do it is basically if let's say uh, if wait, let me try and open up an Excel to explain this. Okay, yeah, so if let's say we have a book of this size. Okay, so this one has let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 page. So and then we want to go to page number. We want to know how long will it take, how many flip that is required to go to this page. So basically, we first divide this total number of pages, 7 by 2, for if the pages that we looking for is less than half of these pages. So basically, if it is less than 1, 2, 3, we divide it by half, and then the page that we are looking for just now, we just divide by 2. So here, okay, first if the condition, if the page that we're looking for is less than 3 here, so the answer to how many flip requires to go here is basically just 3 divided by 2. So from here to here 1, and then from here to here 2. So um, so 3, oh sorry, so this one is the first page, we'll have just one page. The second page will have two number, right, from this one drawing box, right, like this one. Okay, so that means we will have to flip just one. So flip once, we'll open up this 1, 2, and then 3. So if we divide it by, let's say we want to go to page 3, divided this one 3 by 2, we will get 1. I mean, we round up to the lowest. form. So we will get what 3 divided by 2, we will get 1.5. So we'll take one number. So technically, to get from page 1 to page 3, it requires one flip. So this is one flip, and then after we flip that, we will open up this 2 and 3. Okay. All right. Okay. That is if the page that we are looking for is less than the total number of the pages divided by 2. Okay, if the total number of the if the page that we are looking for is greater than, okay, you see here, if the page that we are looking for is greater than the total number of the pages divided by 2, we okay, here let's say, let me just, okay, so let's say we divided the page that we're looking for example 6 here, is greater than total number of pages, 8 divided by 2. So 6 here, 8 divided by 2 is 8 divided by 2 is 4. So the page that we're looking for is greater than the half of the total number. Here, what we have to do is basically do another condition actually, but do another condition, which is if the number of pages modulus 2 is equal to 0, which is to indicate that if the number of pages is even, and then the number of pages minus the page that we're looking for is exactly 1, we return 1 lah. So basically this one is to indicate that the page, if we to indicate that the page that we're looking for is 7 lah, basically scatter this one. So this one is will return 1. So if it is not in this condition, what we have to do is to call this method again with the same number of pages, but with the page of that we're looking for as the difference between the number of pages and page that we're looking for. So how do I explain this clearer? So basically, if we're looking for page number 6 here, basically it is, as we can see here, it is shorter if we flip from the back side here. So one flip, and then one flip will, this is 0 flip, this is our current space, and then if we flip once, we will go here. So basically, we will reverse the condition, of the arrangement of this number, and then came out with the number of flip here. Okay. All right. So I hope that's clear. Okay, this one is called a recursive function. Right. So let's try to find okay, we have here 8, and then let's see how many flip requires to go to 6. 8, 6. So we got 1. Yeah. So basically we do the same thing, but in reverse, divided by 1. So just now, if the page that we're looking for is less than half, we just divide the page that we're looking for by 1 because of the number of the flip here. Okay, and then if it is greater, then basically we just reverse the condition and then calculate again this one. Okay, any question? Question from the audience? Let's try and run last one. Let's say we're looking for 300 images and we want to know how many plate requires to go to page number 50, 5. Okay. All right. I think that's it for the solution for the question number 2.
Okay, thank you, Fahmi. I hope you all can understand what Fahmi just explained, and we will go straight to the third question. That is find digits. Okay, basically, for this question, it will you must solve this problem. Okay, I will go straight to the example here. For example, the program receive an integer of 124, and we need to check whether the number 1, 2, and 4, basically it's all the number here, 1, 2, and 4, are the divisors of 124. Yeah. It may sound a bit complicated, but as I go to the next example, you may understand it. Okay. And if you don't understand, you just can ask me to explain it again. Okay. And for the first example here, that is all three numbers divide evenly. You note here evenly. No, it doesn't have any remainder into 124. So return 3. Basically, this example here, it gives 3 digits integer, 1, 2, and 4. 124. Okay. So we need to check one by one. That is the number 1 here, the number 2, and then the number 4. Are they the divisors of the integer given? So if all 3 of them is the divisors, then return the number, that is return 3. Or it means here is yes, and 2 is yes, 4 is also a yes. So same here, in the second example, that is 111. So we need to check 1, 1, and 1. So yeah, it is the same. All of them are the divisor of 111. So it's also return 3. Okay. And here is the last example, that is 10. So we need to check 1 and 0. Are they the divisor of number 10? So 10 divided by 1, of course we can divide it. But 0, we cannot divide any number with 0. So it only, this one have only one divisor. That is true. The checking here. Okay. So we just return 1. Okay, for another example, I think you can, okay, let me give you this right here. Okay. Okay, this one. Sample input here, that is, don't mind this. This is the number of case. So this one, 12. So we need, for the number 12, we need to check 1 and 2. So each 1 is the divisor of 12. It is yes. So now 1 is true. And then is it 2 the divisor of 12? It's also yes, because it will give the value of 6. So yeah, it is an evenly divided. So both of them is true. Then both of them will accumulate to the what we will return, that is 2, because both of them is true. Both of them here, we check 1 and then we check 2. Both are the divisors of number 12. Then we return 2. For this example, there is 1012. We need to check number 1, number 0, number 1 again, and number 2. Are they the divisor of 1012? So we got 1, of course. We doesn't even need to check it twice, just once. So 1 is really written yes, and then 2 is also yes, because this is an even number, so it can divide by 2 and having no remainder, 0 remainder. So the number of digits given here is 4. Only 3 of them is true, not 0, because you can't divide any number by 0. Yes, and then it returned 3 because it is 1, 1, and 2, not 0. If here is another number, then it may be 4 or lesser, because depends on the number here. But since this one is 0, so we just return 3. Okay, I hope that you can understand. And if you don't understand what this question wants, then you can just ask me. And this is for the template of the function or method, that is public static integer find digits int n. So it will receive an integer value of n, that is the number that we need to check. For example, 12. Just now, like 111, 1012. And then the integer is how much the divisors that is returned true value. Okay. So I think since we are rushing and we don't have enough time, we can go straight to the solution of this question. And for this question, it is Ain's turn to present the solution. And I think Ain, you can start now.
Okay. Okay, Fan. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so for this program, we only get the integer n as the input, which is the number. So the first thing is, when I look at this question, they want us to return the number of digits in n that are divisors of n. So that means they want to count how many divisors. So for each digit, if they are divisor or not. So I will use a counter to count the divisors. So first I initialize the counter to 0. And then I will get the number of the digits because, okay, we're getting an integer variable. So we need to convert it to string. And then we use the string method dot length to get the length of the digit. So for example, we would get 1970 as an integer. We convert that to string. So this would be a string. And then we use the dot length method to get the length of the string. So 4, that would be 4 digits. So the length would be 4. And then we make a new integer array with the size of as the length of the number. And then we separate the digits into 1 integer variables each. So this loop basically does that. So it says that while n is not equals to 0, we assign array length minus I minus 1 equals to n modulus 10. So what this does is that it takes the last digit of n. So how does it do that? Okay, so the assignment is, as you can see here, this is the order that you would have to use if you wanted it to be in order. But in this case, it was not important. You could just use I, increment I plus plus. But I just wanted to show you guys this. And so how it takes the last digit of n. So the number is modulus by 10. So let's say you divide this by 10. So the balance is 0. So we'll take the digit 0. So if, say, if it was 1973, we would have 1973 divided by 10. So there will be a balance of 3. So this assigned digit would be 3. So it would just take the last digit of this n. And then we update n by using n divided equals to 10. So this translates the last digit. So usually what would happen is it would be 197.3. But since this is an integer and having a point would mean that it would be a double, we can't do that in Java. So what the machine does is it translates, which means it removes the last digit. So it'd be just 197. And then it would update that every time through every iteration. So after this, you would increment the I++, you increment the I, so the counter moves. So this is why we have the integer I equals to 0. So that's why I started here, because these two will come in later. So this is why we have the I equals to 0. So this is essentially the loop that assigns it to the integer array. And then this next loop is a enhanced for loop. I don't know if you guys have learned it before, but basically it just says that for every integer x in this integer array, we will do all this. And so what all this basically does is, if the digit is 0, then you continue. So there's a reason why I put this on top instead of this, is because if I put this on top, then if the digit is zero, then it would run this first. And if you run this, then you get an exception because the computer is trying to divide by 0. So that's why I put this first. So if x equals to 0, because you can't divide by 0, you just continue. Else, you just check if it is divisible, if the number is divisible by the digit. So the balance returns to 0, we increment the counter. And then if it is none of those, then we just go for the next iteration. So it'll be 1970, well, there'll be 3, 7, 9, 1. And then finally, we return the counter. So we have updated the counter every time this iteration goes. And by the end of it, we would have the amount of devices. So we just return counter. So I think that is all for the explanation of the code from me. I hope you guys understood my code. Sorry if it was a bit rushed, but we are pressed for time. So that's all from me. Selamat Hari Raya and pray for Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you for showing your screen. Thank you for the practice session. Okay, guys, I'm going to give you a debrief on the project assignment, tell you guys about the game a bit, then show you a example of how the basically the compiled form of it, the log of it will look like. And bear with me, please. The PC is a bit slow, so sorry, my bad. Can you guys see my screen? A lot of delay. Can you guys hear me clearly? Can you guys understand me well? If you can see the screen, just tell me so I can connect and reconnect to show you guys. Okay. Alrighty. So your project is about the Donald game. It's a game that our seniors created for their university. So it's a original project, and it's basically a simple card game, but the rules are a bit different from the ones that you played before. So this is the Donald Project Briefing guidebook to the game by yours truly, Ace. Okay, so let's get to it. So first, let's get to the compartments of the game. We have the cards. We have the cards that basically there are 52 cards. Each player will have 13 of them in 4 colors: red, blue, yellow, and green. And they have 13 ranks. It starts from 1 to 10 and then ABC, with C being the highest. Okay, so that there's the hierarchy of the cards as well. So overall 52 cards. Each player will have 13, 4 colors, 13 ranks: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 ABC, with C being the highest. Okay, then we have the players. Basically, the game is a game of 4 players and 2 teams. So 2 players will form 1 team and play against each other. So each team is 1 dude. That's clear up to now. 1 team will be named Team Donald. Basically, the team that has a Donald player will be called Team Donald, and the other 2 are called the Team Other. Okay, you can change the name if you want as well. The Donald will start first. Okay, when we are at the first round, we're going to start the game, not the round, start the game, the actual game. And for the first round, Donald is going to start first. Then the players will start based on a fixed order, like clockwise here. So if Donald is, for instance, player 1, next player is player 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, then we evaluate the cards that are played and give the winner. So imagine that the player that starts is player 3. So the order is that it's going to go player 3, player 4, player 1, player 2. Understand? So that's the order. You have a fixed order: 1 2 3 4, 2 3 4 1, 3 4 1 2, and 4 1 2 3. Okay. Basically, have a fixed order on it, clockwise rotation, for instance. So that's the players. Up to now, we talked about the game, basically the cards and the players. Now let's get to the game. So we have 2 parts for explaining the mechanics. We have the becoming the Donald role. So how to become the Donald player and the number of rounds to win for each of the teams. So in the beginning of the game, when you start the game, each of the players are going to say a number, or basically beat a number, okay? Between 1 to 6, including 1 and 6, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, between one of these. And the highest bidder, the player who gives out the highest number, will become Donald. But if multiple players, okay guys, if multiple players beat the same highest number, for instance, player 1 gives 2, player 2 gives 3, player 3 and 4 give 5 and 5. So these 2 are the same. So we're going to randomly select 1 player, okay? Randomly select 1 player between those who have dropped the same. Understood? So in normal cases, usually, if 1 person gives the highest number, like 2, 3, 4, 5, the player that beat the number 5 will become Donald, okay? But if it's like something like this, 2 players have beat the highest number, then it's going to be randomly selected between them. So that's how you become Donald. In the beginning of the game, you beat the number, the highest number becomes Donald. After that, after you call the number, basically you get the Donald number and the player becomes a Donald. Now you want to see how many wins, how many rounds each team needs to win the total game, okay? So for Team Donald, the number of rounds they need to win is number 6 plus the number that the Donald beat at. So for instance, here Donald beat at number 5, so they need 11 rounds to win. And this team's round will be 8 minus Donald beat number, so they will have to play 8 minus 5, which is 3 rounds to win. So this team has to play and win 11 rounds, and this team has to win 3 rounds. So you may ask, okay, so how's that fair? Basically, becoming a Donald is a double-edged sword. You get a lot of power, but you're also very vulnerable. If you lose like merely 3 matches, you lost the game, but you yourself have to win 11 matches straight away, okay? So that's how you become Donald, and that's how you get the number of rounds you need to win for each team. So let's get to the next slide, if the PC works. Okay, so we're going to start with the game mechanic. Basically, this is how the game will work. I'm going to read from it once, okay? yeah, I'm going to read from his voice, then I'm going to explain. The player who becomes Donald will then select a Donald color, okay? So after we beat the numbers and the player becomes Donald, then he's going to be asked to choose a number, either red, blue, green, yellow, or no color. I'm going to explain what happens if you select either of these two situations, either a color or no color. If you select no color, none of the cards will have a special value. So the game would be just about players dropping a card, and you have to play the same color if you have that color. If not, you lose. Okay. But if you have the one color as Donald, if one of the players if one of the players play one color, if one of the players play one color other than Donald color, and you don't have the color that is being played, so imagine that Donald color is red and it is activated. I'll explain what I mean by activated. So imagine Donald color is red, okay, and we're playing blue. I Ace don't have red. I don't have blue in my hand, and the color that is played on that round is blue. So because I don't have blue, either I can skip the round, basically lose the round, or I can basically cut the other people's card, basically break their cards with the Donald color by any value. So even if this one has C of blue, I can cut it with one of red. Understand? So that's what Donald color means. But to activate Donald card, basically, the Donald player needs to play it first. Okay. If before that, before activation, this color, the Donald color, is the list of the values. So if you play by blue, this one has the lowest value. Understand? So that's what happens when you drop the color of Donald without activation. It will mean nothing. Okay. Other than the time that is played and stuff. So if Donald color is red and the hand that is being played is red as well, so there's no effect. It's same as these ones. So that's the rule. If a color other than the Donald color is being played, and you don't have again, you don't have that color in your hand, you can either skip, basically drop another color, any card that you want, or drop a Donald card and win the round. Okay, so that's it. So that's the first mechanic. And basically, your goal is to drop the card of the highest value to win the round. That's it. Just play the highest value that you can. But which one? The highest legal card. Highest legal card. So you can't drop a card that is not allowed in the round. Okay, you have to drop something that is allowed in the round based on the rules. So what did I say from the rules up to now? If you're wondering, we have 4 players. The players will beat a number. The highest bidder will become the Donald. The Donald will choose a color for scenario 1. That color will become the Donald color. Until Donald hasn't played it, the card hasn't been activated. If Donald plays it, the card will activate, and you can basically do as I said. You can, if you don't have the color of that round, you can basically break it. So that's how it works. But if you don't have it, if you don't have it activated, it's not going to be of any value. So if it's not activated, same scenario. If I don't have blue and the Donald color is red, if Donald hasn't played this yet, if I drop this wouldn't be any different from this one and this one. Yeah, understand? So if the blue is being played and Donald color is red, but Donald hasn't played this card yet, so from the entirety of the round, entirety of the game, Donald hasn't played the color red at all. It's not activated yet. And if someone other than Donald drops it, it's going to have no value, 0 value. So it's going to be same as dropping yellow and green. You're going to lose the round because you don't have that same color. So that's what happens. That's why we have a Donald activation. Now you may ask yourselves, does only Donald have the allowance to use a Donald power? No. When color red activates as a Donald color, everyone's hand with the red color will change. So they can also basically break other people's cards as well. So if the Donald color is played, the color of that Donald will be activated not just only inside Donald's hand, but inside every people's hand. So everyone can cut based on that color and based on scenario. So to win the game, you need to arrive to the winning criteria. So if for instance, if I'm Donald, if I want to win, I need to win 11 rounds to win the game. If the other team wants to win, they need to win 8 minus 5. I said, okay, they need to win 3 rounds. Okay. So that's how the game will work. I hope that's clear to you guys. Do you guys understand what the game is about? All clear, guys? Do you understand? If you understand, please give me a yes, okay? All of you. If you want me to repeat or explain any part, don't hesitate, okay? My time is yours right now. Ask anything you like. And please give me a yes inside the chat box so I know that you've understand the project. All of you, every single one of you, okay? If you have understood, please drop a yes inside the chat box. If you have any questions, same as what our dear presenter is saying, please ask now, okay? Anything you want. Don't worry about the clock. Don't worry about anything. If you want to ask anything, feel free to ask it. All right? Ask away. If no, if all clear, if you're all clear, you understand what the project is about, please give me a yes inside the chat box. Okay, guys? Drop a yes inside chat box. That's it. Thank you, Daniel. Everyone, please, all of you. I won't just, like last time, just implement what 2 or 5% saying. Okay? All of you need to give me a response on this. Yes?
Sir,
Yes?
sir, I understand how does the game plays, but I have difficulty
Hmm?
finding when typing the code
Oh,
because
sure. I'm going to show you an example, okay? I'm going to
Okay,
show you
thank you.
an example. I won't show you the code because that's part of our guidance, and we want you guys to try it yourselves out first. But imagine that this is the game. So first, they're going to ask you for your name, okay? Ask you for your name. So you're going to type in the name. After the name is typed in, you're going to get your hand, okay? Basically, the hand that you have. This is random, okay? This is the same as every other game, shuffle, okay? You get a shuffled hand. So then you get the question. Do you want to call for Donald? Do you want to try for Donald? You either type yes or type no. If yes, then you raise a number. Then other people call, okay? Then other people put their names. Same process. Say if they want to, basically they get their hand. Say, do you want to get and call for Donald? Yes or no? Be the number, etc., etc. Okay. And finally, after all 4 players have entered their name, gave the bidding number, the program is going to basically compare. So here, you boy, basically you guys, any of you who's listening, you raise 4, and I, Ace, I also raised 4. See? So 2 of us are having the same number. So what's this gonna say? It's going to say that it's a tie between player 3 and player 4. I'm player 3, you are player 4, okay? So it's going to randomly select one. It's randomly selected me, so it's going to say AC is Donald, okay? So I, as the Donald, am allowed to now enter a color. So I'm going to say the color of Donald is going to be red. Then to find my teammate, I'm going to type a card, okay? A card other than the one that I have in my hand. So I type C of red, okay? Face name C of red, okay? Color mark of C of color red, okay? So based on that, he told me that, okay, so Rolo has that card, so Rolo is your teammate. Ragnar and you boy, You're the teammate. So my team, because I raised 4 plus 6 is 10. I need 10 rounds to win. You, the team not Donald or team other, you have to get 4 rounds because 8 minus 4 equal 4. Okay, so you need 4 rounds to win. So now it's going to ask me to drop a card. This is where the game mechanics start. Okay, so I'm going to say from my hand, I'm going to say, let's, because I'm just going to get the first round first. I'm going to say C. I'm not going to play Donald. Yes, C of blue. Okay. Then it's going to ask you, because you're player 4, I'm player 3. Remember the order 3, 4, 1, 2. So it's going to ask you boy to drop a card. So you boy has A of blue, B of blue. So you don't have anything that can break C, right? So the wise thing for you to do is to drop something lower. So the lowest that you have of color blue is 10. So you're going to have to drop 10. 10 of blue. Then Ragnar will drop a card. So Ragnar has he has 3 of blue, and yeah, that's it. He only has 3 of blue. And Rolo has 6 of blue. So I dropped C of blue, right? The highest that of the color that is. So everyone, since I'm Donald, the Donald color hasn't been activated yet. So they don't have this scenario where they can cut my card if they don't have the color. They all had the color blue, so they all dropped it. So you boy, you dropped 10. Ragnar and Rolo dropped the lowest that they had, 3 and 6. So because I had the highest card, I won. So Ace won this, and I won this round. Okay, so now because I won, I'm going to start over again because whoever wins the round is going to start first the next match. So this time I'm going to, let's say I'm going to play red. Okay, I'm going to activate Donald. So I'm going to play 5 of red. And you were going to play. Where are you? You're going to play. Do you have anything higher than me? You don't. So you have to drop 2 of red. Then Ragnar has to drop 9 of red. Does he have higher than that? 10 of red. Okay. Then Rolo is going to come in, break the rule, and do C of red because he has C of red. So Rolo won. So now Rolo is going to start. You get the idea? So even though it's not being said here, because I played the color of Donald, the Donald color is now activated. Okay, so now I can drop the Donald color and win the game. So that's how it's going to play. So win the round. So imagine that people drop a color, let's say blue, because if I want to show you guys till the end, I'm going to have to play in until I'm out of one color. Okay. So here, let's say, I try to get the game to go through green. So let's say Rolo play, because I have to get Rolo to play green twice. Okay, so C of green. Then it's asked for me to drop something, so I'm going to drop 5 of green. Sure. I'll end the session in a moment. 5 of green. Then you're going to drop what do you have? You have 3 of green. And Ragnar is going to drop whatever. It's going to drop 6 of green. So now you don't have green, guys, right? So again, I'm going to let Rolo drop green, so he has 3 of green. Oh, I can't because it needs to be some armor. So you get the idea, because if I want to show you until the end, I'm going to have to play until I'm out of a color and the opponent has won the game. So the opponent drops a card. Sorry, because it's already 9:30, I don't want dragon. So you get the gist of it, right? If in this match, if Rolo wasn't my teammate, okay, imagine Rolo wasn't my teammate, I was out of color green, right? And if Rolo plays green and I drop red, I'm going to win the round, regardless of what the other people play. The only way that I wouldn't win that match is that another player, same as me, is out of color green, and that player, same as me, wants to drop down of color, and they drop a higher number than me. So that's the only situation where my color, I would again lose the round. So is that clear, guys? So because if I want to show you, I'm going to have to run it until either I run out of a color or they run out of a color. So all clear, guys? Hello? Give me a yes if you're clear. Same as whoever opened his mic, you open your mic, ask your question if you want me, okay? Code-wise, I have added a file inside your, basically a README instruction inside your project as well. So if you guys just follow that, it's going to be easy. Just my guide to you guys, just my help. I have given you guys the template. So basically, I told you guys there's 4 classes and what each class will have, right? I gave you that. Okay. So if I want to give you guys a further help, basically what's this game really depended on is conditions. So as you saw, the rules are pretty simple, right? The rules are pretty simple. Not many scenarios, if you would say, in different scenarios, not just various scenarios. Let me explain. So you get the gist of the idea that if people drop the same card, they drop the same card, you want to see who gets Donald, right? So very simple thinking, right? But because there are multiple players with multiple differences, like player 1 has player 1 reference, player 2 has player 2 reference, player 3 has player 3 reference, and player 4 has player 4 reference, and each of them based on scenarios. So one time I'm going to drop player 1 is going to drop the highest number, no challenges. Next time is player 2, then 3, then 4. Okay, so this is only the times that only one player raises the highest number. What about the times that 2 players raise down? So you have to basically explore all the different scenarios when 2 players or 3 players or all of the players drop the same card, same number for Donald. So that's what it's all about. So basically, this game is all about implementing the same condition for multiple scenarios. This game is heavily dependent on conditions and OP. As I explained, you have to turn your cards into objects, okay? Any other questions? Any other question, guys? Please give me a yes if all clear, okay? So I have 2 yeses. All give me all. Every single person that understands, please give me a yes. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people. And there's a lot of you remaining yet. There's 40 of you, all of you. I need each and every one of you to give me one. It's the program, Daniel, is big, yes, but it's not challenging. I promise you. It's going to be fun challenging, but not hard challenging. Okay, and we're here to help you guys as well. Everyone, please give me a yes. I'm going to count it. Okay? So yeah, Daniel, that's basically the thing that I just told you is the biggest hint that I can give you. The game is heavily dependent on conditions, different scenarios. That's what the game is all about. You just have to implement different scenarios, different conditions for each of the colors, each of the players, okay? But you can be smart and you can create shorter methods to evaluate. So basically, the evaluators can be pretty short. They're 4 rounds. So you say which player dropped the highest. So you can use values for each of the cards, values after anonymous activation. So these are up to you guys, up to your implementation. If you need help, I'm here. I will answer your question. Everyone, please drop me a yes. I know that's not 40. Ask me anything you want. To the best extent that's possible, I will try to help you without jeopardizing your project and basically jeopardizing the integrity of me remaining keeping it a project, not a practice. Because for practices, we usually help you till we even we give you the answers. But for project, uh, we want you to try your best. Okay, and I understand we've been in the same shoes as you guys, and where we come in here with no backgrounds, with nothing, and we're asked to do a project. Okay, so unlike us, you can basically take your time with it. You can try to have fun with it. Even if you don't finish in the deadline, don't worry, it's all right. This is just a thing you can do, and we're going to help you. But if you want to try, compete for the final prize, which we have explained to you before, if you want to compete for the final prize, finish before deadline, submit it before deadline, and then we're going to mark it, grade it, rank it, and then give the winner the prize. Okay, I think it's top three. I'm not sure. So basically, for grading, I'm going to grade you guys based on how much, how much functionality. Has. So one checkpoint is if your program is functional. So if your game has maintained all of the laws, has kept all of the basically rules, then that's check for functionality. Basically, it's able to follow the same procedure. Take the beat number, tell me who's Donald, start the game, get the rounds, finish the game. Okay. So if you do that, that's the first and most important checkpoint. Okay. I'll upload you guys in the project day. Basically, you have 2 weeks, basically 2 weeks, to finish the project. You have 2 weeks, yes. In the duration of these 2 weeks, we will try our best to help you guys if you need it. Okay, we will try to help you, try to guide you, but we have to keep it fair for everyone else as well. Okay, so try your best. Even again, I'm telling this is not a exam. This is not something that we're going to grade you on. This is something for you to have an opportunity to try and challenge yourself for a project. Okay, so no worries. But if you want to compete for the project, compete for the prize, then try your best to finish it for the deadline. Are you guys all clear? And may I dismiss the session if we're all clear? The remaining people give me a yes, so I can dismiss the session and we can all go home. All clear, guys? All right? Are you clear on what happened? I have a question on the first question they had. Oh, we're going to upload that inside the project J. Don't worry. Any question about the project, guys? Anything about the project? Just the project. Anything about the project you want to ask me? Okay, so if there's no question, if no one all are clear, I'm going to dismiss the session. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for being with us for so long. We understand that sometimes we are not punctual, but we're doing our best. We're glad that you guys have enjoyed the course so far. We're glad that it's helped you to some extent. That's the best that we can hope for. We hope that it's going to help you in the future, whether you are going to be a software engineering student, an artificial intelligence student, or just an engineering student, whatever you want to be. We hope that it's helped you. We hope that it has lifted you, raised you to some level, basically given you some new insights, a broader mindset, and most importantly, has encouraged you to do better in your life, do better for your goals, be more serious, be more dedicated, be more passionate, more importantly, be more passionate about what you do. We thank you for joining us. We thank you for being with us, and we thank you for basically enduring us. Okay, thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. Have a great day. Thank you.